into that as well. So that's immortality as well as, I mean, you can do that and you're still eating pork chops and chitlins. I mean, I don't think you still stay immortal for long. Supreme consciousness and strong relationships with self as well as others. How can you seek outside yourself what you don't have inside yourself? We always want people to complete us. Well, we are already complete. You don't need anybody to complete you. You're already complete. And therefore, when you look for people outside yourselves to complete you, guess what? You're still incomplete. Because they can't complete you unless you complete you. Tantra teaches you how to love you. Love every part of you. You don't love every part of you. You don't accept what you have. It will degenerate and turn into disease or illness, or it's just vanish away from you, and then you go to the allopathic medical center and they want to take it out. So, and another thing, and also Tantra is very good for the emotional standpoint as well. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Since I am a woman, I like to start with the penis first, and then we can move on down to the female's genital organs. Any objections? Oh, okay. This is class participation as well. What I want to say about the male genitals, before I say that, I want to say that I totally disagree with the way my parents brought me up as far as to naming and letting us know about our genitals. This is not my cootie cat. Okay? And this is not a wee-wee. Okay? I don't like, our parents mean well, but they only do what they know. And what that means is that they do what someone else taught their parents to do to tell you. And when you teach your children, these are your fingers, these are your hands, these are your arms, this is your wee-wee, this is your cootie cat. Then when they start to grow up and realize, that's not my wee-wee, it's a penis. Or on the street terms, they'll give it another name. Same thing with, the vagina, the clitoris. And then they call it the man in the boat. I mean, come on, a man in a boat on a woman's body. So if you really look at it, it may sound subtle, but it does have a traumatic effect on the child. What is wrong with telling the child, if you could tell them this is your hands and these are your arms, that's your penis. These are your breasts. Well, you don't have one yet, but these are mommy's breasts. They're not big breasts, but hopefully you'll be lucky. So you name them and you tell them what they're used for. The reason why our children are the way they are right now, it is because we have made it such a taboo, a hush-hush thing about sexology, dealing with sex, creation. So when they finally learn from somebody else outside their parents, then they automatically, just like the Santa Claus deal, my parents lied. Why did they lie? What, do they not know what's going on? Are they ashamed to tell me? Why did they keep this away from me? So then they found other routes and other means of finding how to deal with sex on their terms. Also dealing with the male's penis, it is not meant for the male's penis to be circumcised. Circumcision is a form of castration. It cuts, I am not for circumcision of the male child, and I can see the hatred and a lot of the anger and the violence against the woman based on the whole ritual that the male child goes through circumcision. When the male child is born, it's bad enough they're born in cold, the lights are shining in his face, all right? He getting all kinds of needles. The immune system don't even start till they're 6 months. And we barely want to put them on our breasts and our immune system. These are the natural immune liquids to give to the child, because that 6 months, infant at 6 months, they don't have the immune system. So it's very imperative that we give them breast milk. When we take the child away from when a doctor takes the child away from the mother, has anybody witnessed a circumcision of a good? You have? Okay. They take the baby into a room away from the mother. This is a male child now. And they strap the baby down, arms and legs. And they proceed, you as young men, you remember everything subconsciously, what has happened to you during that circumcision process. And it hurt, and you cried, and you yelled, and you felt tormented, and you shake. And it's such a terrible thing to watch. The penis is hurting. It has been done with no numbness. Now, finally, after this being taken from one person to another, now you're given to mother. What do you think is going through the male child's head? What, my mom let this happen to me. How could she do this? You know, I didn't deserve any of this. How could she let this happen? Babies, as soon as they're born, they are aware of what's going on. They're probably not able to express it verbally, but they are fully aware of what's going on, and it makes a profound effect on them. Rapers are never, uncircumcised man has never been in a rape episode. Well, shall I say, men who have not been circumcised are not likely to be rapists. When the penis is circumcised, it is more sensitive, it's very sensitive, and it also, like I said, it takes off a length, but a man who is uncircumcised can last longer in sexual conduct or sexual interactions than a man who has been circumcised. And that is, I don't know for a fact because I don't have a penis or if it's uncircumcised or not, but this is based on my studies and men that I have talked to, clients of mine that have been circumcised and uncircumcised. And some mothers' concern is, well, how do I take care of the foreskin? The same thing you take care of your underarms. And I wish I had a brother here who can go into details, I do know some brothers that are uncircumcised, and they do perform classes and teach you how, because if the mother didn't teach you how to clean the foreskin to teach a young male child, they will. And when I do have children, if I have a male child, I plan on coming to these men, because it does take a man in that position to teach my son properly of how to clean the uncircumcised penis. Also, I want to talk about the stamina of the penis, where this is a tell sign of how healthy you are. The same arteries that are inside the heart is also inside the penis of the man. So if you have plaque buildup that will cause you a heart attack, it's the same plaque that will cause impotence in men. And impotency is a part of a mental thing, but it's more physical. You're eating animal protein byproducts, you're eating a lot of things that cause clogging of the arteries. It will clog the arteries of the penis, and therefore impotency will come about, or he would not be able to sustain his erection. I use this. You can find this in any book too, any Dow book. This is the angle of the erect penis, which tells if a man is in his 20s, the penis once erect will have a maximum erection at this level. These are your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Now, if a man who has an erection at this level in the 60s, yeah, that's good, he's in his level. However, the healthier you are as a 60-year-old man, if you're in your 20s, there's something to brag about. In your 30s, there's something to brag about. All right? It's not saying that if you're at this level, it's really bad if you're here and it doesn't erect upward. Y'all gonna see me do some graphic things, so be cool. But it shows how healthy you are. It deals with mental health, spiritual health, and physical health. All of the trinities that is encompassed into the erection of the penis, which tells you how healthy you are. So, brothers, if you're 40 and you want to see how healthy your erection is, and it's at the 20s, good job. You know, you man. But if it isn't, and you're in your 40s and you got a 60-year-old erection, then I think you need to really change your eating habits, change your lifestyle, and we're going to go into a lot of that dealing with ejaculation and ejaculation. Okay, now also how disease form in the prostate. I'm going to tell a lot of you brothers that if you have frequent urination at night, all right, that's something you need to be cautious of, because that is a telltale sign of something going on with the prostate. Not saying that that is potential prostate cancer. No, it's not. It is showing that there's something's going on with your prostate that you need to take in consideration. Saw palmetto, some type of herbs to help the prostate, because the prostate is similar to that of a woman's uterus. And you really need to take care of it, because you work your prostate more than we work our uterus. We don't have babies every time we have sex. Depends on who you're having sex with. But we don't, and therefore you're using the prostate a lot. And I'm going to show you a technique to help nurture the prostate. But when if you have frequent urinations at night, that's something you need to take heed to. You had a question?
Is that just confined to the night?
Just at night. If you're sleeping, you should be able to sleep. Now, I'm glad you said it. Yeah, it's at night. Now, if it isn't dealing with the prostate, you are extremely worried about something that is having a toll on you. And that goes with women too. Not with your prostate, but if you wake up and urinate, it's either bladder, your bladder's toxic, or you have extreme worries on your mind. But yes, it only goes when you're sleeping. Prostate cancer amongst men who usually have prostate cancer, just think about everybody who has prostate cancer. Les Brown, Minister Farrakhan, if he had it or not, I'm not sure if he still has it. I'm not even into the news or what's going on up to date. But every man that I've known, Kwame Ture, every man that I've known that has had prostate cancer has a sensitive, nurturing part of them inside their body, which is dictated by society of not flourishing, not being able to show it without having to be judged upon, or considered to be a punk, or you're a wimp, or you soft. You got to be hard. And men who are naturally yin dealing with the feminine qualities, yin dealing with the nurturing qualities. Men have this. But when we raise them as little boys and they fall, we tell them, oh, don't cry, don't be a man. Tough it out, be a man. When a little girl falls or cries, oh, sweetie, just where it is, let mommy kiss it. We allow little girls to express themselves, and we don't allow men to express their pain, their hurt, their anguish. And therefore, it turns into prostate cancer amongst men who have that nurturing quality in them. You can tell about a person, you are the yin or you yang. I'm a yang. I'm a female, and I'm yang. I'm competitive. Matter of fact, you can tell a lot about a woman if they're yang, depending on the size of her breast. There's a lot of athletes. They're not voluptuous double D women out there. Okay, the bigger the breasts are, the more motherly and nurturing you are. That's why when a woman, like say for instance, I was to get pregnant, my breasts will grow. So I can get into that yin personality, that motherly, that nurturing quality about myself. But as of right now, I'm not, and I'm yang. Competitive, aggressive, what's another yang? I don't want to say argumentative, because I don't think that's a yang quality, but it's someone that's a go-getter. And a yang is not compatible. Yin and yang is not compatible. And if you want to know if your mate is compatible with you, you have to know what energy you have and what energy your man has, or your woman has, your queen and king. I'm yang. If I get a man that's yang, there's never going to be peace in the house. Yes?
Isn't the objective to master both the yin and the yang?
You can master both the yin and the yang, but I've never seen anybody do that. Go ahead.
Opposite.
Okay, yeah. I had never seen anybody master the yin and the yang quality. It's usually you are one or the other. You just got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So the yin and the yang is a quality that when men who have more yin are always prone to have prostate cancer. And also a small percentage of men who just overuse the prostate, which means they just have sex. Okay, they just abusing themselves. And since we're on the penis, I want to also talk about how. Oh, they didn't come out right, dude. Got a lot of crowd up here. The semen of the man has the nutrients in it. It also has your personality in it. It has a portion of your life force in it, okay? Now, remind me of how women take your power at the conclusion of the women's, after I go through the women's genital area. When you ejaculate, you lose a lot of these nutrients. And I have a lot of male clients who are deficient in zinc. All right, some of them are deficient in iron and calcium. A lot of those nutrients are in the semen. Every time you ejaculate, it used to be a female inside joke about how men kind of like lose their brain after they not sang, after they had an orgasm or they ejaculate. It's kind of true because you shut it out a little bit and then your body like, oh hell, let's rebuild the body back up because he shut out a lot of his nutrients. And so with this, we make sure that the male knows how to ejaculate. And some Taoists will disagree with me about having the ejaculation go towards inside the prostate, but if it's full of nutrients and the prostate needs to be nurtured and needs to be replenished, I am all for the ejaculation to go inside of the prostate. But if you ejaculate, you can also have it go, I'm going to show you more what I'm talking about. You can have it go into the body and replenish your own body. Replenish your own body with the nutrients. There's a spot called the $1 million spot that I want a lot of ladies to know more than men, even though it's on the men. I'm not a good artist here, so. All right. This is the anus, and these are the testicles, and that's the penis. Right where the vagina would be on a man is what is called the $1 million spot. And underneath of that spot lies the prostate. And women, sisters, when you have sex, and if you reach behind, this is a very sensitive spot on men. It drives them wild, but if you press it properly, they cannot ejaculate inside of you. Okay? I know from experience, so it's like, it's something that's very pleasurable to the man. And if you really touch back there, not hard because it will hurt him, and that also will cause a lot of friction of the ejaculate, the semen, to go in the prostate so fast it will cause him a little pain and discomfort. But you lightly touch that $1 million spot with 2 or 3 of your fingers, and you'll feel it pulsate against the skin and your fingers. When he's about to ejaculate, or is he about to ejaculate and he's not practicing the deer exercise to ejaculate, and one of the keys of doing that is to slow your rhythm down, slow your breathing, and it's important for the woman to slow her breathing as well, because when we get excited, they get excited, and it's like we lead, they follow. So we slow down our breathing, they'll slow down their breathing, and get into a counting rhythm where they're counting the strokes, just to take their mind off of how good you feel, and this will keep them stimulated and keep the erection going for a longer lasting sex. But once you all are about to have a climax together, or he is, just pressing that $1 million spot lightly, and calm him down, and he will not ejaculate, he'll still maintain his erection. If not, then the semen will not come out of the urethra and inside of you. It will stop him from ejaculating. One way a man can strengthen the prostate and to practice this exercise is, you know how it feels when you got to go to the bathroom? If you hold those muscles real tight and practice that, this is what I would do. This is what I suggest because it was taught to me by a man. So of course, you know, I'm telling you from his point of view, who has been practicing the Tao for 10 years. Every time you go to the bathroom, I will play a game. I'm just talking about the men only. I will play a game of seeing how I can stop and start and stop and start and stop and start the urination process. So once, I will wait till I gotta go real bad, and I'll go to the bathroom and I'll begin to urinate and see if I can stop it midstream. If you can, you have a very strong prostate. You could do that 3 times without it like, you know, really causing you some type of discomfort or hurtful effect. This strengthens the prostate. Not only does it strengthen the prostate, but it also helps you to maintain an erection longer and keeps you very stimulated as well. So that is one exercise, the PC, it's called the PC muscles, and you can strengthen it anytime you want. With the women, it's the same thing. And I think we have better practice at it because, and I use this example, when we go and urinate in the woods, and we think we hear a snake, we stop automatically and pull up our pants because we got practice on doing this, all right? Or we hear somebody coming, I think we have more practice than men. Men, it can go to the back of a building, inside some woods, or behind a car. It doesn't matter. It's so leisure, just available to them anytime. Where us, we're very picky, especially if we got to go bad. All right, and there's a conspiracy about the shortage of female bathrooms available in this country. So, okay, let's talk about the reflexology zone of the penis for a second. Right here is the same, I'm going to show you the difference, the same reflexology zone of the vagina. Here you have the kidneys, and this is the reflexology zone for the kidneys. This is the reflexology zone for the liver, the spleen, the pancreas, the lungs, and the heart. If you were to stimulate any part of the shaft, including the head of the penis, this will in turn stimulate the part of the organ inside of the man, vice versa with the woman. It is very important to concentrate on the complete penis, whereas all of the organs are stimulated at the same time. And I'm going to show you the female version of this, and that's why I said the creator was very masterful at making that so compatible. If you see that the kidneys, reflexology zone, this is inside the vagina. This is the vagina. This is the vagina opening, and this is the uterus. As you see, it connects. This is the part is the kidneys. This is the liver, spleen, pancreas, lungs, and the heart is right here. You put these two together for a perfect fit, and therefore you have an excellent conductive energy where his energy comes into me and my energy comes into him, and it's a big round circle, and we're united as one. Now that's why I said penis size really doesn't matter. If she has a small vagina and he has a long penis, he's going to be going into her cervical canal, causing irritation problems, opening it up for bacteria infections and viruses. And it's very painful to the woman, but it's pleasurable to the man. Let me put this here for a second. So really, if you look at it, if his was shorter, if she had a long vagina and he had a short penis, that means the head of the penis, which is the heart and the lungs, will be right here in the spleen and pancreas. It's not going to conduct any energy. And therefore, everything else is going down. So that's why, and I'm going to show you how you can tell who's compatible without telling them to pull their pants down or without asking them, to actually have sex with them. Without actually having sex with them. Our ancestors use these. It's called facial analysis. And we're going to go over that tonight. So now I want to show you one thing about the penis as far as the size.